Okay, here we have a complex fraction, and it's basically just asking us to simplify it. With all complex fractions, the first step is to get rid of the complex part. In other words, get rid of the fractions within the fractions, and then see if it simplifies. Um, in this case, and to do that, we multiply each denominator and numerator by the common denominator of all the denominators. And all we have on this one is a 7 and a 2 for denominator. So common denominator, 14. So we're going to multiply the top by 14 and the bottom by 14. And because there's two terms on top and the bottom, that 14 is going to get distributed. So we're going to multiply the first term on top by 14. Notice I'm writing that one as a fraction. I'm going to multiply the x by 14. Let me just go ahead and put it out in front because that's where it's going to end up anyway. On the bottom, first term, 14, write it as a fraction over 1, and then we have to multiply the x by 14. Again, we're multiplying the top and the bottom by 14, which we know we can do with fractions, but again, we're distributing it to both terms on top and the bottom. Okay, watch what happens on the next step then. Our fraction should be gone because we know 7 goes into 14 twice. That's why we chose 14. On the bottom, 2 goes into 2 once, and it goes into 14 7 times. So in my next step, the complex part of the fraction should be gone. So what we have left here is just 9 times 2, or 18, minus 14x. And then on the bottom, we have a 3 and a 7, so that's 21 plus 14x. And we're basically done, except for maybe checking to see if it reduces any further. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Remember to check that. Be sure you factor both the top and the bottom. I can't just cross out these 14x's because these are part of another term. We've got pluses and minus signs. I can see that, whoops, sorry, I got a pop up there. I can see that a 2 would come out of the top. If I took out a 2, I'd have 9 minus 7x left. And then the bottom, though, I can't take out a 2. I guess I could take out a 7. If I took out a 7, I'd be left with 3 plus 2x. Then I check to see if I've got any common terms, or common factors, and I really don't. So nothing really reduces. So you could type in for your answer either the factored form, or since it doesn't reduce, you could type it in and multiply it out there. So either one of these. And they're asking you for your numerator separately from your denominator. So fairly straightforward. I'll choose the first one, 18 minus 14x for my numerator, and 21 plus 14x for my denominator. I don't have to put parentheses here because they're asking me for them separately. If you did have to type this in as one big fraction, you'd want to put parentheses around the numerator denominator. And you can even do it here if you want to, but you don't have to. There you go.